and all he could say is that his soul almost came out of his body. It was like a horror flick, like Lifetime movie, and I was the star of the show. But as I know that a lot of times there's so many of us survivors and victims never get a chance to share our stories. Not only did I suffer from mental scars, physical scars, but there was a lot of mental scars as well. Due to the injuries I've sustained, I lost my left eye. All of my facial bones were broken and shattered. I am walking around with a metal plate in my skull. I had multiple gashes in the back of my head, and also all of my bones were in my teeth were so unstable that they had to put braces on to build the bones back. But through the whole situation, I learned that your life can be changed in one blink of an eye. I did not want to stay a victim. I wanted to become a survivor. I wanted to let people know that you could still live your life. So I decided I didn't want to just sit still. I wanted to do something with my life. I started being on major platforms, being honored by a lot of public officials, state's attorneys, and a lot of activists going around sharing my story with the world, because I know the importance of sharing your story, because there's so many of us are embarrassed, they're ashamed, because domestic violence has always been like taboo all a long time. So we want to make sure that we raise awareness and continue the fight. And I started a nonprofit organization called Beautifully Scarred, because I am beautiful. And I'm a scar, we are all beautiful, no matter what we go through. And shout out to my board member, my right hand, my secretary, Yvette, she's here to support. And Beautifully Scarred, we need your support. There's so much that we are out here wanting to do to help other victims and survivors, but I know that your life can be changed in one blink of an eye. So it's not where you've been, it's where you're going. So I just wanted to say thank you all for coming out, and just that's a part of my story.
Hello everyone, how's everyone doing today? I'm glad that everyone came out. I'm so happy to be able to share my story. I'm a little nervous, so bear with me. My name is Fabian Marthal. I am a Chicagoan from the east side of Chicago. There's two things I want to leave with everyone. Life is what you make of it, and always, please, always, always, always look at the bright side of everything, okay? I try to pour so much positivity, and I just want y'all to always look at the bright side. Now let's just begin, right? I'm a go-getter. I do so much in life. I'm a fashion designer. I started modeling in 2007. I became a fitness instructor in 2016. I became a fashion designer in 2013. So I've been doing some of, a little bit of everything, also doing travel agent, and one day, September 17, 2021, I prayed. Not even just like that day, like I prayed that whole summer from June to September. You know how like when you pray and they say give it to God and just let it go? I didn't let it go. So I don't think I even believed in myself. So September 17th.
Yeah, he just adjusted.
Okay, September 17th, I prayed, God, I don't feel like I'm doing enough. Please open my eyes, open my mind, and open my heart. I'm trying to find my purpose in life, and I don't feel like I'm doing enough. I'm doing all of these things, yet I don't feel satisfied. September 18th, I am about to host a speed dating event. It's 9 o'clock, this beautiful event that we created, my team and I. 9:04, I decided to go to my vehicle and retrieve an item out of the trunk of my car. I was rear-ended and sandwiched by a CCA, someone who works for CCA, sandwiched me speeding and driving drunk, then decided to take off. My leg was severed right then and there. I wasn't aware until I woke up in the hospital. I had 3 days to sit with my leg. I knew, like, all right, let's just get this leg off. I couldn't believe I was saying it, but let's get this leg off. It's pretty cancerous. I don't want any issue. I had 2 weeks to sit in the hospital with myself and God in my thoughts. And I told myself, because I had COVID, I told myself, Fab, I don't know what you're going to do when you get out into this world, but you can't give up. Because everyone's going to give up on you. They're going to fail you. You can't give up, so what you going to do about it? I vowed to myself not to give up. I vowed to myself to stay the course, to find my purpose. Although I lost so much. I lost my mind, I lost my mobility, I lost friends, I lost family, I lost people who I thought was in my corner. Yet I gained so much. I feel better. I feel like I have a purpose, although I'm not exactly sure what the purpose is, but motivating, empowering, inspiring so many people. Oh God, you got me on that. So I am just looking forward to being able to, just as an NPC and a fashion designer, I don't know, I don't like the attire that we have, these adaptable clothing that we have. So I'm looking to, come with an amputee clothing line to inspire us to bring confidence, to make us feel like confidence, to make us feel like we're seen again. So hopefully you guys, like I said, always do what? Look at the bright side. And just know that life goes on, and that's my story.
Hi everyone, my name is Evelyn Hernandez, and I am the CEO and founder of Empower Purpose. I'm honored to be here with these ladies, and it is true that we have a powerful story. And I would like to first say that your circumstances, your traumas, the things that has happened in your life does not define who you are. I always tell that in my ministry of ladies, always remember that. It does not define who you are. You are defined by what God says and what you present to yourself. So my name is Evelyn. I am a survivor of domestic violence, sexual abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, homelessness, and I just celebrated 16 years sobriety from drug addiction. So I've been through a rough journey as a kid. I saw my father's addiction, domestic violence, and not knowing what love is, right? You see the picture of what you think love is. So bad relationships, you go from one thing to the other. Sexual abuse at a very young age by a babysitter and then family members, right? And sometimes people say, how can you talk about it? I said, because the wounds don't control me, because I have learned to forgive those perpetrators, right? I've learned to forgive and let God handle, right? So that's the strength that comes from the story. It's not here to promote the trauma, but it's to teach the people that through that trauma, when you overcome it and you learn to forgive and you have a foundation, you're able to succeed. I opened my first business at the age of 52. I'm 53. So it's never too late to open a business. I'm blessed to have a men's ministry. I speak at a men's rehabilitation center for the past 16 years. I have a women's ministry that they come once a month to my house where we vent, cry, share stories. It's a safe place. Why do I say it's a safe place? Because I've learned that it's really important to feel safe where you can share where there's not gossip somewhere else. So the house is always open. My mom cooks once in a while for us, and it's just to say it doesn't matter what church, what color, what race, what your nationality is about just knowing that you're in a safe place. Because being a Puerto Rican woman that was an addict, there was nobody that lived it like me. It was really hard to find someone that I could talk to because growing up in certain cultures, we're told that mental health, you're just craving for attention. You're just being a spoiled brat, right? There's a stigma. Or if you were being molested, you don't say anything, you just turn the other cheek. So when I went through what I went through and I learned to forgive, I opened my business for that purpose. I did ministry for that purpose. And I share my story, and it opens up a lot of individuals to share their story that they've held for 30 years, 50 years, 40 years, There's many of us out there, and the beauty about this is being able to share, to say, there is a purpose. That's why my company is called Empower Purpose. We help you find your purpose. We empower you because you are empowered to be able to find your purpose in life. Everyone has a purpose. Don't let the circumstances of your neighborhood or whatever you're coming through, whatever you think you're going through, is not the end of the world. You have to stay positive. That's why my business is that purpose. I'm a life coach. I move you. I might be hard on you. You're going to love and hate me, but I'm going to tell you you're going to love me because you know what? I'm going to be that cheerleader at the end because who you didn't have in your corner, I will be there for you. And that's the purpose of my business.
All right. Got a little story. I'm a storyteller. So, just a caveat, I am going to do some shout outs. You all will indirectly know when I start talking. But I am Robin Pettit. I am extremely excited to be a part of this panel. This is the first time I'm meeting everybody except for Yolanda. I attended something years ago where she received an award. So when I saw her name, I was pretty excited to be a part. So I was born in Boston. I was raised in Chicago in the Jeffrey Manor. Hey, with my brother, Robert Pettit, and my beautiful mom, Carol Pettit. I went to the best high school in the city, CBS. I am the favorite auntie of all times, with me contributing to raising the development of lots of children. I am the CEO of Robin's Resource Group, which is a concierge of multiple services, like Terry said. So why am I here? Well, I'm here because I'm a daughter of a Purple Heart Korean War veteran. My father, Robert S. Pettit, was around but not around. However, as I got older, I wanted to know more about him. I wanted to know why he wasn't there to guide, financially support, or even have pastime with my brother and I growing up. I wanted to know why I was so short-tempered when it came to men. You see, having abandonment issues, I don't know what's worse. Walking and being in relationships and don't know it, or knowing it and not doing anything about it. Either way, it will come visit you at any moment when you least expect it. At 21, I made the decision to connect with my dad. Well, let me give you all a caveat. My mom gave me a number, because if anybody knew my mom, she didn't like talking about hard stuff. She gave me a number and she said, "You need to call your dad." I called the dad and it was a drug rehab facility. Mind you, I thought my dad was a street dad, but I never thought he would succumb to drug addiction. So, of course, that was my mom and brother protecting me from the mess that they had lived for quite some time that I never really experienced. My dad was drafted at 18, fought in the Korean War, returned home with a Purple Heart, probably around 20 or 21. So my dad was drafted at 18 to fight a grown man's war. So every time I think about it, I do get a little pissed off, but I'm going to keep going. He returned home to the good old USA in the 1950s as a young black man with no welcoming, no parade, no jobs. So he re-enlisted into the Air Force, and he told me it was because he wanted to play sports. Because my dad was a basketball star in high school, and he would have gone to college if it wasn't for the draft. So after additional years of being in the Air Force, not like the commercials, my dad still came home and struggled. He said, "You know what? I can't sit still. I couldn't sit still. I had the shakes. I couldn't figure it out. Nobody would help me." So see, there was no word in the 50s for PTSD. And the other thing, my daddy found out at about 40 that he had malaria. And they knew he had malaria and didn't tell him. So, go to the next page, because I get a little pissed off about this story. But things and other things in his life led him to drug addiction and incarceration, which directly impacted me, my brother, and my mom's life. I always say my dad wasn't in my life during my development years, but he saved my life in so many times as an adult woman. I can share this story because I took the time to exhibit humility, to listen to this black man's story that is unfortunately not new. I share this story because it changed my life, my perspective and my motivation in my personal and professional life. The trauma that my dad faced in the war directly impacted my family unit. But by his passing, our relationship was golden. So golden that even at 84, I wish he could stay forever. We were thick as thieves. And it was good to have someone who had the same personality traits and horoscope sign. You see, my mom and brother are my foundation, but it's hard to describe. But me and my dad were the same person in so many ways. Imagine if I would have had that in the beginning. So what is my turning the pain into gain story? It is this story. When my dad passed away at 84, I wasn't ready. You're never ready, but I wasn't ready. At a minimum, he saved me from so many knuckleheads. Our conversations about men opened my...
Welcome to the Voices of Mass Discussion. This is me, Ms. Rhonda B., your guide through the untold stories of the Chicagoland area. Here, every voice finds a microphone, every story a stage. We're more than just a show. We are actually a movement, giving voice to the voiceless, turning individual struggles into collective triumphs, especially within our Black and Brown communities. We believe in the power of shared narratives to inspire, to heal, and to unite. So join us, share your journey, and be a part of a bigger conversation. This is where change begins, one story at a time. Welcome to the Voices of